online crew. How are you? What I'm going to share with you today is fascinating. Absolutely fascinating. When I really started looking into what all this metaverse stuff means regarding Facebook and what Zuckerberg wants to sort of achieve in the future with Facebook, I was like blown away. So I want to share with you what this kind of all means and what we should be aware of regarding this metaverse thing. So do you know what I'm talking about? Did you see the thing on your phone that Facebook branding has changed into Meta? And there was this logo, and Meta is short for Metaverse, and you're kind of like, what's going on here? Is Facebook's branding changing to something called Meta, and what the hell is the Metaverse? And like, what do you guys know about it so far? Do you know anything about it? Do you kind of get some kind of idea of where Facebook's headed with all of this? Because when I started researching it, I'm like, man, it's another world, guys. So does this affect your business right now? No. Okay. So what I want to share with you in this video, I just find it fascinating though. So I thought I wanted to share it with you to save you guys doing the research, because I've done a little bit of research about, okay, what's this whole Meta thing? What does it mean? What is the what does the future of Facebook sort of look like? I got the alert saying, Facebook is now called Meta. Like, what does that mean? I put it in my free group, like, guys, have you seen this? And people were saying, yeah, but what does it mean? Yes, I saw that, but I don't know what it means. So people are confused out there. So I just thought I'd give you a bit of a snapshot as to the feedback out there. There's real mixed feedback regarding what this is all about, how it's going to affect us all, what does the future look like on Facebook, and, all the stuff. So firstly, just let me know, do you know anything about it? Do you know what I'm talking about? Like, have you heard the word at least? Let me know that you've heard of Meta or Metaverse. And I'd just love to know whether you know anything about it, nothing about it, but would like to know about it, because that's what I want to share with you today. So is this going to make a massive difference to your business? No, not now. Okay. There's a lot of criticism behind it too. And I'll share with you the reasons for that in a moment. So I'll get into all the good stuff, and I'm going to share my screen and show you an article, and I'll share that in the comments, because I highly recommend you go and don't waste your time on it for hours on end. But I'll share a link with you that you can go and watch some videos. It's freaking fascinating as to, and I actually think it's really scary, and I think it's really sad, because basically, I'll come back to sort of what it's all about in a minute, but basically it just means a virtual world. And it's like, what's happened to being human beings? Like, why do we have to live in a digital world when we can live in our own human world? Like, hasn't COVID destroyed us enough with communication? You're going to send us into this digital virtual world, and we're all going to have our own avatars, and we're all going to talk virtually. Like, it's kind of scary. Okay, but I'll give you a little bit of info. I'm not going to go too in depth about it, but I just thought I'd share with you, what is it? What does it mean? How does it affect you? Just so you got a bit of knowledge around it, because I think it's fascinating. So how is everyone? Just saying hello. If we haven't met before, my name's Helen Martin. I'm your online crew captain. That just means I'm here to serve our amazing online crew community here. So we are here to be humans before marketers, and use modern social media strategies to build our business online. So learning how to attract people to us, but doing it in the right way, not a spammy way, building up your audience, building up your influence, learning how to brand yourself, all the things. That's what we talk about here. So if that's what you're looking to do in your business, then you're in the right place, because that's the kind of information I share. But I am very intrigued and interested about trends, what's happening with the platforms, what should we be concentrating on. So I kind of share this information with you guys as well, just to keep you up to speed, because I think it's interesting. Do you find this kind of stuff interesting? So it may not make a massive difference to your business right now, but I think it's important to know what's coming, what to be aware of, and what things mean. Yes, eliminating reality. I'm not sure who that is that said that. That means you're watching from my group. I'm broadcasting. Geez, I talk fast. I've actually just done a training in my coaching community for the last hour and a half regarding email marketing strategies, how to do it, all that kind of stuff. For those of you in my coaching community, I would highly recommend you go and watch that replay. Really, really important stuff, guys, because you don't own your social media. You have to protect yourself and build an asset. So go and catch that training in my coaching community. Those of you that are not in my coaching community but would like to be, you can join for $1, have a look around, work out what you want to stay, work out whether you want to stay. There's thousands and thousands of dollars worth of practical training, and that's the difference. It's you can listen to a lot of training, but what action are you taking? Sometimes you need the practical steps to do the do and actually get results in your business than just listening to a whole lot of training. Anyway, side note, where was I? I was saying that I was talking a lot because I've been on a roll because I've been talking a lot on the training. So anyway, shut up, Helen, move on. Yes, eliminating reality. So that's what I was getting at. If you're watching from my social media group and you left that comment, just click the StreamYard link at the bottom of the description of the live, and then I'll be able to see who you are. And I'm broadcasting on my business page on YouTube and Instagram at the same time as well. Hello, Celeste again, and Cherie. Yes, ma'am, I see it. I also watched a video on it. Good for you, whoever that is. Only what you mentioned before. Okay. Christine, I think I know what the metaverse is, but who knows? So I'm not going to get all technical on you today. I'm just going to give you a bit of a broad sort of overview of what it is. It's crazy, Coach. It is. So I reckon this is somebody that's been here before but has dropped off. So sometimes StreamYard drops people off. So just click the StreamYard link and then I'll be able to see who you are. So we've got Beth, hello. No idea what metaverse from Celeste. I've heard the word. I'd love to know about it from Cherie. I've heard of metaverse. Hello, Cheryl. Hi, Brittany. Exactly. What's wrong with being a human? Why metaverse? It's just the world we're moving into, but it's crazy. You're able to buy virtual real estate. It's crazy. Don't. I'll be here for it. Or you can try dresses on with projection. So crazy. Yeah, what we're moving into, it is super exciting, but it's just weird. Like even, it is an interesting topic, Joe. So basically, it basically means a virtual world. And, to give you an example, Nike, some pronounce it Nike, I pronounce it Nike, they've just applied to get trademarks on certain things in the virtual world to be able to sell sneakers virtually. Get your head around that for a second. So they're not actually real sneakers, but that they can go into like virtual games and virtual places where you have an avatar that represents who you are, and you might want to dress a certain way you could actually set up a virtual office, and maybe you want to wear Nikes in your virtual office. You could go and buy virtual Nikes, and like you actually pay for them and you put them on your avatar, and then you exist in the virtual world looking cool. Can you even believe that exists? So it's creating worlds, connections, parties, offices where you all interact virtually via your avatar. Like I read about this one guy, what was his name? Paul Williamson or something like that. Like the job that he had 5 screens, 5 big computer screens. And he got hold of, what's the Oculus glasses? I don't know if you know much about that, but it's actually like a virtual world. And he's created his virtual office with 5 different screens within these goggles. So his office now is 1 chair and a little desk and a keyboard. And then he puts his glasses on, and his whole office with his 5 screens is in his goggles. It's a virtual office, all his screens, he can change screens, he does his work, and his office is through the goggles. They're even saying things like virtual glasses, that you'll be able to go to a restaurant, you look at the restaurant, and the menu will pop up on the glasses. Isn't it fascinating? But So Mark Zuckerberg has basically said he's changed the branding, the overall branding, and it's not necessarily, it's what the Facebook icon, and that will never change. The Instagram icon, because Facebook owns Instagram, all those icons will never change. They'll still be what you know it as today. Basically, for you right now, nothing's changed. And they are saying that nothing will really change in Facebook world for 5 to 10 years. So there's a lot of criticism behind it, because people are saying there is nothing to this. There is no substance behind this right now, other than that they've changed the global name of Facebook, like the company overall name, to Meta, which stands for Metaverse, which is where they're heading towards in the future, but not for at least 5 to 10 years. So there's nothing that's going to affect you right now, but watch this space. It's a little bit scary. And I want to share an article with you at the moment. But here's some feedback, which is interesting. This is Harvard Business Review, and really critical of all of this. So Facebook's decision to rebrand is ill-timed, and it's a vision before it's a reality. So it's a waste of time, basically. It's future potential capabilities and products that might not be offered for a decade. So there's lots of criticism behind it because all of the fanfare around the change to Meta. But the Facebook app and the Facebook name doesn't change. Instagram won't change, those kind of things. So your world in what you know here and now will not change, but in the future, it'll very much change. We will be able to interact at some point in time in the future, in your lifetime, in virtual rooms via avatar. Like, it's weird, isn't it? Further criticism, it's a foolish attempt to distract from the company criticism. So some people have said they're just distracting from, the privacy issues, the lawyers and all those kind of things, that the issues that they have. Basically, people say it's just a new brand, that there's no change. And that's basically the reality of what it is. But check this out. So I'm going to share my screen, share screen. And I'm going to go to this article here. This is what I would recommend. And sorry, Instagram, I'm going to have to move you guys for a minute. I'm going to take the URL from this. Copy. And then I'm going to, actually, I'll just come back to it in a sec. Sorry, Instagram, I've got to move you again. I'm posting in the comments section the article that I'm showing you now. Okay. Now, just keep in mind that doesn't translate to the group. So if somebody can take that URL link from YouTube or my business page and put it in the social media group, that would be, I'm not sure why it does that when I use StreamYard. It'll post on my business page, it'll post on YouTube, but it's obviously not posting on Instagram. So I'll put it in the description of Instagram. If somebody can copy and paste it to the group, the social media group, free group. Okay. So what I would encourage you to, and again, don't spend a lot of time on this, but this is fascinating. So have a look at this article, and this is an explanation of the metaverse, but just go to something like it's got all sorts of different headings in what we're going to be able to do in the metaverse moving forward. Okay. So work better and do more, education, commerce, building a metaverse together, building responsibility. There's stuff about fitness here. So let's entertainment, gaming, exercise. So let's go to education. And
thanks, Mark. We'll see you in a minute.
Okay. So was it at the beginning? Just bear with me for a sec.
Is how it's given us the power to express in the metaverse.
So he explains it, what it means.
And make this real.
Oh, where's those two? Oh, this is the exercise.
You'll be able to work out in new worlds, even against an AI.
So you'll be able to work out with a virtual character. Would you like to do that? How do I go back there? What was fascinating, if you're going into the...
Thanks, Mark. We'll see you in a minute.
Oh, I can't. It was definitely in the education one, but all the like. Have a look at this article and just watch one of them just to get a feel for what is coming. So when I watch the education one, so you guys can go back to that. I'll just come back to you guys. Sorry, Instagram. I'm pulling you up and down. Is when I watched the education one, there was a girl sitting there and she was saying, "Oh, I'm going to do my homework," and it was about the moon and the stars and all the rest of it. And she stood up and she was literally grabbing the moon and the sun and whatever. And like, learning is going to be virtual. Like she was touching stars and the moon and things like that. It's like it really is fascinating as to how this is going to work in the future and the capabilities for people for learning, doing exercise virtually. Like it's really, really strange. I do worry about the lack of human connection that's coming because we've already got that. Like, would you agree that, the whole COVID has sort of pushed us at home and we're all kind of online now? So it's a beautiful thing to have an internet connection and be able to sort of all, connect with each other online. But the metaverse is going to be a complete different ball game, money-wise, so income-wise, buying things, living in a virtual world. So what I worry about is my kids' kids. What kind of world are they going to grow up? They're going to grow up with a virtual world more than they do now. Think of something like, Fortnite. Do you have any of you have kids that play Fortnite interactively? Like they have their avatar and they're interacting in a game. Like, think of it like that. That's basically virtual reality. And this is where our life is headed on social media. So what do you guys think about that? Does that excite you? Does that scare you? Do you think opportunity? Do you think fear? Like, what do you think about that? I think it's fascinating in the potential of what could be done. It also does worry me that, kids in future generations are just going to live in virtual worlds and not know. They're already lacking communication skills. They send text messages when they're sitting in the same room rather than having a conversation. I reckon the divorce rate is going to be huge, in future years because people are not learning to communicate properly like our kids. I love social media, obviously, but I do worry about it with our younger generations. And this is scary stuff. 5 to 10 years, we're going to be living in virtual worlds, virtual offices. We could be doing these lives all looking at each other with our avatars in a room. Like a Facebook Live could look very different in a virtual world. So there's lots and lots of elements to the metaverse and what it means, and, cryptocurrencies and, financial transactions and buying property and buying sneakers in the virtual world. Like you'll actually pay money for your virtual sneakers for your avatar in a virtual world. It's just crazy stuff. There's a bit of, I think it's exciting, but I also think it's a little bit scary, and I do worry about our younger generation. But I just wanted to share that with you as to what it all kind of means. So for you in your businesses now on social media, no change. It's just basically the parent company that owns Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, and all the apps underneath it. It's called the Meta. But the app themselves are not changing. Nothing's changing on the platforms. But watch this space as to what the metaverse actually means, what this virtual reality is going to turn into in the future, because it's these kind of things that we can't ignore, as time goes on. It's just not something you need to worry about right now. So if you are sort of wondering, well, what does this mean? How is this going to affect me? Basically, it's just a name change at this point in time. But watch the space as to what the metaverse sort of means and what's going to be able to create it. And check out, just don't spend too much time on it. But I do encourage you to look at that link that I gave you, because it explains the metaverse and it actually shows you, like it takes you virtually through some of the things and the capabilities that they're going to bring in the future. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, just have a look at it for 5 minutes, and it's fascinating. Okay, so thanks for listening. I hope that was interesting, or just help some of you that know nothing about the meta what it means or how it's going to affect you, that it just gives you some peace of mind. It's not really going to affect you for a long time yet, but watch this space because this is the world we're moving into. Okay, so I'll look forward to those of you in the video challenge that have registered. I'm going live in there in 9 minutes time over in the video challenge Facebook group. That we've got the next free 14-day Facebook Live video challenge starting on the 22nd of November, which is not far away. So I'm going in the group in 9 minutes to give you the content for days 1 to 3. So if you're free and you can join me over in that group, if you're registered. If you're not registered, go to helenmartinonline.com/video. I think I've got it. Yeah, go there. You can register for free. I will guide you for 14 days with live videos. You will get lots of social proof. You'll get lots of engagement. Your algorithm will go up. I guarantee it. We had people in the last challenge whose reach and engagement went up over 200%. Is that not something you want at this time of year? I think you do. So, yeah, I'll see you guys over in that group in 9 minutes time. And the rest of you, I will see tomorrow at my normal time. Okay, bye.